All right, everybody, this video is New Orleans.
Yay!
Explosions.
And sound
fireworks.
Officially, New Orleans is my favorite city that I have ever been to in the entire United States.
It is actually a pretty cool city, I will admit. I think I liked it better than Chicago.
I liked it better than Chicago. Chicago was good too.
Chicago was fun.
But my passion, I love jazz music. And the music is the core. And
he was singing just like the music you like.
Thank you, Cardinal.
I haven't got a picture of that Cardinal yet, but I'm going to.
We'll get it. All right. So the music, the jazz, it's at the core of the culture there, and I just love everything about it. It just feels good to my soul.
And I'll admit, it was fun to walk around the French Quarters and listen to the different street performers. Some were a lot better than others, and some had some really nice acts. But definitely, it was fun to listen to the jazz musicians playing on the streets. And just seeing that.
So New Orleans is a city, right? There's plenty of crime. There's plenty of bad areas of town. So we just didn't go to any of those areas. And so that comes into play a whole bunch. So French Quarters, the touristy areas, you're totally good to go.
Yep. I didn't ever feel threatened, or my senses go on high alert if I'm in I don't like this area, and we've been in plenty of them elsewhere. But yeah, I never felt like, hey, we got to go, or it's time to leave, or anything like that. While we were there in New Orleans, we were there over the New Year's, and so it was, a lot of chaos, a lot of people, a lot of partying, but I never felt that way, so I guess felt threatened.
First thing is you've got to get there, right? It's city. Parking is an issue. Parking is limited, and so we were camped on the west side of the lake, and so getting to New Orleans, a river, not a lake. We were on the west side of the river.
The river.
My bad.
The Mississippi River.
And so there were a couple of options for us. We could take freeways and we could drive in to the city, and there are some. It's kind of limited public parking places there, like parking lots, there's garages, those kinds of things. You pay quite a bit. I mean, you're going to be paying.
It was expensive. It was $20 a day to park there.
Yeah, so be aware of that. That comes into play. The other option, if you are on the west side of the river, there's a ferry. There's a big parking lot that is substantially less expensive. I think it was only like $5 to park in that parking lot. But then you pay the fee for the ferry. It's $2 to ride the ferry across, and you ride the ferry across the Mississippi, which, how cool is that? You get to ride a ferry across the Mississippi.
Heck yeah.
And it takes you, right during
the
businesses and there's a mall there and some, like an aquarium and those kinds of things. And it's a short walk to the actual French Quarters from there. And so you've got a couple of options, but it's city parking. You're going to be paying to park there and experience it, unless you happen to stay there. There's plenty of motels there as well, so.
And we did go see a lot of other places, which we'll talk about, but a lot of the times we spent right in the French Quarters because there's so many cool things there. One of the things we kept trying to get into but was never able to get into was the cathedral. And it's right there by I think it's the Andrew Jackson Park. Really cool looking building. Every time we showed up to go in there,
They were
having a wedding.
Or mass.
Or mass, yeah. It's a wedding or mass was going on, so we wasn't able to get in and get a tour.
But they
was
do
a little
tours.
disappointing.
They do free tours of it, and so if you're able to do that, by all means, take advantage of it.
We've heard a lot of cool things about it, and it just didn't work out for us. But sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, right? But really cool. Right in that area, a lot of street art, a lot of people that have drawn some really cool things that they'd have for sale. Once again, a lot of different performers right there playing jazz music. Some of them doing skits and jump over performances.
Say all kinds of shows, every kind of show you can imagine. They were good. They were all quality.
Well, I didn't see any elephants. There was no elephant shows.
Oh, there were no live elephants.
There were no live elephant shows there, but
yeah, that was so disappointing.
Just kidding. But
Right.
There was a lot of cool shows there,
and like the statues, the human statues and those things.
Yep.
The artists and the musicians. My favorite part, the musicians. You can just tour down, just wander down the streets and the different alleyways. Like the buildings and the architecture is just good, beautiful stuff.
That was my favorite
Colors
part, is just
vibrancy.
seeing the architecture there, the old buildings, the different colors. That makes it fun. They had the beautiful old metal railings and plants hanging from them, and definitely it was really neat. A different experience and
a
fun.
couple of must-dos when you go to the French Quarters. If you look online, people tell you Bourbon Street is a must-do, and that is
if you're a drinker.
That is the most common street, party street. Lots of those kinds of things, and so if that's your thing, go ahead and enjoy that. That's awesome. We actually avoided Bourbon Street a little bit and stayed in some more contemporary places because we have the kids and some different things.
He just came in close. He's like looking at us going, what's going on?
He's totally
and he's
looking
just
at us.
right out of frame. You guys can't even see him.
Come on, Cardinal. Come this way, little guy. He might come in. If he comes in, it'll be awesome for you.
It will. I might can reach in and get my phone and get a picture. Quietly, gently.
Reverently, quietly.
Oh, don't go.
I want him to hop on your hat.
Oh, there he is. So I'm going to insert this video from my phone. Oh, there he goes. He was pretty close. I have not got a picture of this cardinal yet.
Every time we get out and we make a video, he comes to play. But look, there's another one just like him, but it's not red. I wonder if that's like the male versus the female. I wonder if they're going to mate.
I don't think so. I think it's a different kind of bird.
Look at his beak. And look at the shape of his head. It is totally the same type of bird. It's just a different color.
Maybe. I don't know. That's pretty cool. I haven't got a picture of him because every time we've been doing a video and I haven't had the camera. But he came close enough. We got one with the phone. We'll put that in there.
Yeah, we'll show you the picture. Yeah. Okay, so absolute must-dos.
Must-dos.
When you're there, you gotta go to Café du Monde.
Café du Monde.
And you've got to try a beignet.
Yep. Definitely
totally
gotta try
worth
a beignet.
It. Yeah, it depends on when you go and time of day and all of those kinds of things.
We stood in line for an hour.
Probably.
To get our few beignets.
You might stand in line for a while. It moves quick though. Like it's a moving line, and it's kind of busy and crazy and some of those kinds of things. But yeah, that's a must do.
Yep.
Have some hot cocoa if you're there on a cooler day.
Must do. If you really like the jazz, you must go up to the Louis Armstrong Park. They have some cool statues there of the different jazz musicians and Louis Armstrong, and just nice little pond and water features and some cool what are they, rock or brick designs through part of the park. It's fun to walk up there and go through it and see.
Yeah, so. Very neat. Another must do, you gotta buy a mask, right?
You gotta buy a mask. Masks everywhere from
You gotta have a Mardi Gras mask.
Yep. Mardi Gras
Those are very
mask.
cool. And if you are there and you have the opportunity to participate in a parade, oh yeah, you better do that. In fact, Mardi Gras is happening as we speak, and we are not there for the Mardi Gras parades, but we were able to catch the New Year's Eve parade.
Yep.
And very in the Mardi Gras style, and that was very cool.
Yep.
A lot of fun to do that.
It was a lot of fun. And New Year's wasn't as bad or scary as I thought it was going to be. We did leave before the stroke of midnight, so we didn't turn into pumpkins, but it was fun and good experience for the kids, for us.
Yeah. There's a lot of there's a farmer's market right there.
Farmer's market was fun.
Right in the French Quarters.
So while we were there, we stayed at the, I'll murder it because I still murdered it then, but it was the Sinet State Park. It's like spelled Signetti. But Sinet State Park, something like that.
Yep.
That was a nice little place to stay. It was quiet. They had nice bathroom showers. They had free laundry there.
Yeah, all the state parks in Louisiana have free laundry.
Yep, that was awesome. The bayou was right there. You was able to walk out and see some of that. They had cabins on the water right there that were really cool.
I got to drive my Chevy to the levee.
That's right.
But the levee wasn't dry.
She drove the Chevy. She drove the Ford. It wasn't a Chevy.
It was a Chevy.
Oh, yeah, you did drive the Chevy.
It was the borrowed Chevy because...
That's right. The Ford broke down, so we had to borrow a Chevy.
Borrowed a Chevy, bought a Dodge.
That's right.
If you need a new truck,
in Louisiana.
If you need a new truck, we can hook you up in Louisiana too. So
that's right.
In New Orleans,
we got
let us know.
Yep, we have the unicorn finder. So anyway, but the cabins look like a lot of fun if you're just flying in and you want somewhere to stay that looks pretty cool. The cabin's right on the water there. I mean, they're floating. They're on the water, so I think that'd be a pretty cool place to stay.
When we go back, not traveling, and we just fly in and spend some time there, I'm totally interested in staying there again.
The cabins, yep.
Absolutely, very fun.
Yep. Several places to hike around there. We went to the Barataria State Park.
And the Jean Lafayette Barataria. And did some hiking, boardwalks around there. And we were there winter, and apparently alligators, they don't hibernate, but they do something sort of pseudo-like hibernating when it's cold, and then, they might come out when it's warm.
Bromate, I think they called it. Or something.
Bromate? Yeah.
I think it was bromate. They can't decide. It's in between hibernate and I think they call it bromate or something like that.
I don't remember. Anyway, we got to see alligators, and that was very, very fun on those trails. So.
We did. And pretty cool places. It was fun to hike through them. Some of them were shut down because of female alligators with babies, so they closed one area down. But
right, we even found ice skating there. Jenica had her birthday while we were there, and we got to go ice skating.
That wasn't ice skating.
On not ice.
That was plastic surfing.
Plastic surfing on skates.
On skates.
Yeah, totally. But you can check out Jenica's birthday video. It's pretty funny.
That's right.
That happened there. But no, one of the coolest things we were able to do there, outside of the city, is they have this bridge that spans the lake. And it's like 26 miles long of a bridge. And it's often quite foggy in New Orleans. And so as you go across that bridge, if it's a somewhat foggy day, right, when you're in the middle of the bridge, you can look around in all directions and it's just water. You don't see any cities. We were there on a clear day. We could see the city. But it was still really neat to just
26
do that.
miles, they say it's the longest bridge across fresh water. Mm-hmm. And so that was really cool.
It was fun to drive it.
26 miles.
It was free to drive one way, and then you had to pay the toll to come back.
You had to pay the toll to come back into New Orleans, but it was free to get out of New Orleans. So.
It's pretty fun.
No, that was fun. You had to drive. We drove up to one end, turned around, we drove back. So.
Yep. We needed to test drive the new truck, and that's how we did it. Yeah, that worked well. We also went to a horse race there in New Orleans.
First horse race, that was fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a horse race.
Yeah, it's called the Fairgrounds. I was thinking that the Fairgrounds would be like where you have like a fair, but it wasn't. It was where they do horse racing. Yep. And so that was really cool. Oh. And
I made a little video on the horse race, just a little short 3-minute one, I think.
Yeah. So. But the other super cool thing, you have got to go to a cemetery.
Oh, yes,
in New Orleans.
Cemeteries.
They have above ground cemeteries because it's swampland, and so burying a body underground doesn't really work that well.
So they got big vaults.
Yeah.
Just out, and they decorate them. Really so cool. I'll try and post some pictures as well, but
the above ground cemeteries.
The above ground cemeteries were really cool.
That's definitely a must check out.
Cool. Anyway, that is all of...
That's our favorites.
Those are our favorites in New Orleans. New Orleans was fun. If you're thinking about going to New Orleans, go to New Orleans.
And
it was really cool.
Soak in some jazz. Just listen, appreciate, and enjoy the music, the culture, everything. It's
That's
awesome, right? Best city ever. I'm totally going back.
Go Jazz, not Utah Jazz.
Well, actually, Utah Jazz used to be the New Orleans Jazz.
They did, actually.
There's our connection.
We wouldn't let them come back to New Orleans, but we kept them in Utah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and definitely hit the bell so you can be notified when we upload the videos, not at random. She don't like when I say at random. So definitely hit the bell so you can be notified when we upload a video, because we try to upload several times a week, you know, so might be Monday, might be Tuesday, but you want to know when that video is there so you can watch it and find out what kind of stupid things we say on these videos.
We need a bloopers reel.
Blooper? Whatever, I'm putting this in. All right, guys, we're out of here.
Ciao.